You're welcome today, great leaders. This moment, let's learn about the discipline of patience. You see, we live in a world where patience has become very difficult. We want everything to move on a very fast pace. We want to cook so fast, we want to drive so fast, we want to walk in between people so fast. Everything, we just want it so fast. But then, if you are born in this season and time and you're a leader, there is one major thing that you can't overlook. You must always be prepared for it, and that's patience. You must learn to be patient, and you learn it. Nobody's ever born and is patient. We all learn to be patient. And because when we learn to be patient, we learn a whole lot of things alongside patience. Because it brings a whole lot of virtues out of us and makes us the leader we turn out to be. Alright, so we talk about the discipline of patience. It's important you understand that patience is very critical. The reason why we have conflicts here and there is because people have refused to be patient with themselves and then with others. And the reason also why there are conflicts even with people and their God is also because people fail to have patience. And whatever challenge, whatever goals you have, whatever pursuit you have, patience is a critical factor as a great leader. You can't advance your leadership journey if you are not patient. And if you have not learned to be patient, you can't advance your leadership journey. And that's very, very important. Someone says patience is that ability to stand off before shouting off. Someone said is that ability to wait, consider, and then before reacting. But then it's that ability to hold on in hope and in faith, because you believe something will work well later, because that's how it goes. There is always an anticipation that something is going to work well. There's always an anticipation. Let me see how it's going to turn out, and it's going to turn out good. The reason why people commit suicide, a lot of times we hear of people committing suicide, getting decomposed, is because they fail to learn patience. When you learn patience as a discipline of a leader, you will learn to consider, you will learn to think, you will learn to pause, you will learn to consider your ways before you take certain actions, and also before you do certain things. You will also learn to believe, and you will learn to trust, because patience is a great virtue that drives around it every other numerous virtues to build you, to strengthen you, to help you. Let me take a leaf from a biblical space. Romans chapter 12 verse 12 says, rejoice in hope, be patient in tribulation, continuing in prayers. One other translation says, be glad for what God is doing in your life. Be patient and also continue in your prayers. Be patient in troubles, and while you continue in prayers. Life is made in such a way where you will always have challenges. And of course, most times when challenges comes, we are tended towards having ourselves come out of those troubles. Life is made in such a way where certain discomforting situations come to us, not necessarily because we bring them to ourselves, but events and times and circumstances may bring certain challenges to you. And so you have no other alternative than to learn patience. You have no other alternative at such points to learn to endure. and to learn to have hope and reshape your mind towards hope of a better tomorrow. But if you don't, you will allow yourself to be given away. You will allow yourself, you will give yourself away. And at the end of the day, you lose. Nobody loses when he's patient. And a lot of people have failed to be patient. They do not want to be patient. And so they get angry on themselves, they get angry at others. Relationship becomes so difficult. How can a leader lead others when you are impatient? You keep getting angry, every other thing gets you angry, every other thing gets you confused, every other thing gets on your nerve, and you can't lead yourself. When you can't lead yourself, you can't lead others. Learning to lead yourself begins from the point of patience. Learning to be patient is very critical. The reason why some of the results are busted that you had expected, the results you had expected before didn't come, was because you were not patient. If you had been patient a while, those results can come in the process of time. Nature is made in such a way where it works in the process of patience. Nature is very patient, and if we align ourselves with nature, we will always be patient. For example, it is always natural. There is morning and there will be night. There is sun and the sun will set and the sun will rise. Nature is made in such a way where things work in the way they do, and everyone that is patient with it aligns themselves with nature and the workings of nature. And so the way the nature works, we have to learn to adopt the pace of nature, where patience is its process, where patience is its way. So great leader, learn patience. It's never an alternative, it's never an option. It's what you must learn. You see, when you learn patience, how will your results come? It's by patience. How will your goals be fulfilled? It's by patience. How will your leadership journey grow? How will you grow in your leadership journey? It's by patience. How will you relate with people? People work well with you, It's by patience. And if you are not patient, you're going to burst a whole lot of relationships and mess things around. And you can't be that great leader who is without patience. But every great leader has learned to walk himself through patience, and step by step, and even walk through with people. You don't get off and get out and get snagged with people so easily, because you've learned to moderate your emotions, moderate your temperament, moderate who you are, and become the leader who you are. Patience is a great discipline, and I encourage you today to be patient. Be patient in what God is doing in your life, because your learning in leadership is a process. Your growth is a process. You weren't born today and you grow today. Nothing is ever planted today and it grows today. Nature works that way. There is harvest time, there is seed time, there is seasons and times. Patience is one process in nature that when you learn, you will be at peace and your rest will be assured. Today, a great leader, learn patience. The discipline of patience is very critical in your formation and advancement as a leader. You don't have an option. You must be patient. God bless you.